clouds by the somewhere out in the night. I've never felt lonely fight, but I never thought.
Deportation, up with education, down, down with deportation, up with education.
Georgia is cracking down on illegal immigrant education.
Yeah, you know it, yes you see.
I believe the Board of Regents is simply protecting their power. It's an insane way to run a system.
Their hands are tied to make sure that legislature doesn't push them to do some other things they don't want to do.
Yeah, this is my community. I grew up here. Okay. I don't think I'll die here, but you know, I'll try my best to preserve it like this.
Aldo Mendoza has lived in Athens since he was 5 years old. The University of Georgia has been a big part of his life that whole time.
You know, I've got, you know what it says? University of Georgia.
Wait, so what is this? What's that for?
Well, Science Ventures, it's an after-school program, and they're, like I said, they're based on UGA.
So you've got a certificate from UGA.
Yeah. I have lots of those. Yeah. But yeah, I'm here over here banned.
Aldo's banned from the University of Georgia because he's here illegally. 15 years ago, Aldo's parents snuck him over the Mexican border. After that, his family moved into this trailer and has been here ever since. Aldo went to elementary, middle, and high school in Athens. He's been in the paper, this is him at 6, saying the Pledge of Allegiance at a fundraiser for 9/11 responders in September of 2001.
Yeah, it says my name on here.
Here's him in a feature article about UGA students who helped kids prepare for college. He was in the paper a third time, too. This year, when he got arrested while protesting at UGA. Protesters were holding what they called an integrated class in Moore Hall, documented students and undocumented students. The undocumented ones, like Aldo, wore butterfly wings.
No, le digo, pues yo voy a seguir luchándole aquí, le digo, porque no se quiere ir, le digo. Pues lleva toda su vida aquí, le digo, casi 15 años.
According to the National Council of State Legislatures, in 21 states, Aldo could go to any school he wanted and get in-state tuition if he lived there. Arizona, Indiana, and Georgia don't give in-state tuition to undocumented students, and Alabama and South Carolina ban undocumented students from all their public universities. In 2010, Georgia's Board of Regents passed Policy 416. It means undocumented students like Aldo are banned from any public university that has to turn away documented Georgia residents with good enough grades to get in. That includes UGA, Georgia Tech, and 3 other schools. Students like Aldo also don't get in-state tuition and can forget about the Hope Scholarship.
I think I estimate like maybe probably be like in my late 20s or my early 30s by the time I get an associate's degree if I keep going this path.
That's how it is for thousands of people who live in Georgia illegally. Hannah McNorlin is an immigration attorney in Atlanta. She explains how these laws affect students.
To go through all of school and to get to graduation and suddenly realize, oh, my friends who I was in, let's say AP classes with, they're all going off to UGA, Georgia State. That's a huge blow to someone's feeling of worthiness and feeling of ability to contribute to this country, which is, quite frankly, for most of them, the only country they remember.
The state says that while in a lot of ways they might seem like Georgia residents, they're not. Seth Harp, he's a former state senator. He co-sponsored Senate Bill 492 in 2008. It's the original bill that made undocumented students ineligible for in-state tuition. He says, the state just doesn't have the money for this.
It's not unlimited, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people think, well, we'll just do this because we've got mountains of money that we can throw at this thing, and the first obligation is to take care of your citizens.
D.A. King is an anti-illegal immigration activist. He says it's not fair to immigrants here legally to give immigrants here illegally the same benefits. He also says that the state isn't actually denying anybody an education.
The law in place is not saying if you are an illegal alien who was victimized by your illegal alien parents and brought here that you cannot attend college. What the law is saying is that the Georgia taxpayer is not going to subsidize that college attendance. And I think there's a really big difference.
But some students don't agree with that. For them, the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition means the difference between having a college education or not.
If the laws in this certain state weren't set the way they were, I would probably just try to get myself into college here, locally, just so I wouldn't have to like move to another state and have my family be, like live so far away from my family.
Karina Paniguana says the same thing.
Well, my senior year, I wanted to take AP classes and I didn't take them because I was just like, forget college, I'm not gonna do anything anymore. Either I go back to Mexico or I just, I'm like my parents, just getting a normal minimum wage job.
It's quite fascinating how little the law really has to do with what's going on. This is all being moved by who can tell the saddest story and who can get the most press and who can stomp their feet down and lay in the middle of traffic demanding, quote unquote, their rights. There is no right to a college education for anyone, much less an illegal alien, and there's certainly no right for someone here illegally, however they got here, to have a taxpayer subsidized education.
How can you stand there and deny the basic rights of an education to another individual? Especially one who's lived here in the state of Georgia, who's paid taxes here, whose parents have paid taxes, and yet you're still denying him the basic right of an education. Why would you do that?
The answer to that question is more complicated than you'd think, and it's landed the Board of Regents in front of the Georgia Supreme Court. More on that tomorrow on our special report, Unwanted.